Hey everyone, welcome to Chess with Samir. We got our next position in front of us here. It's black to move and win. Let's do what we always do. Let's start with counting the material. 6 pawns versus 6 pawns. 2 minor pieces, 2 minor pieces. Everything looks equal. King for white is vulnerable, right? It's still in the center. Black king is also slightly vulnerable with the rook looking straight at it. So what's going on? What is white's next move here going to be? As you'll notice, this square looks kind of tempting for the knight, right? The queen and 2 rooks are going to be forked from there. But can white do that immediately? Or does white take here first and then come here to give a check? That all depends on black's next move. Let's say black plays a move like 8-6, right? Now, of course, this won't make any sense because we win the queen. So that's no good. In this situation, white could potentially just take here. Black has to take back. And then white wins this queen, after which white has a rook for a knight, which means an exchange up position, and white is winning, right? Just one example of white could do. Okay, so what do? Should we just stop that threat passively, like this? Just bring our bishop here and stop the knight from going there? Right? It's a move, right? Because white can't take here. There's a checkmate with the rook. It's a possibility. But as you must have seen in our previous videos, we want to be as forcing as possible, right? Bishop e6 gives white a ton of options. We want to force the options that we give our opponent. So that means we should look at checks first. Let's look at the checks. 1, 2, and that's it, right? There's only 2 checks in the position. Let's look at the most obvious check here. Queen check. What's going on? It looks like we're just giving up a queen. Takes. Now, we can't just play passively like this. We just gave up our queen. We have to do something about it. So this check, which is actually a double check, makes a lot of sense, right? The king has to go here, only square. You can't block because there's 2 checks. This blocking this check leaves the bishop open. Blocking this check leaves the rook open, straight at the king. So the king has to move here. And can you find the checkmate in 1? Of course you can. Rook to d1, this is checkmate. Game over. So actually, queen d1 check just wins the game on the spot. If you were to calculate this move, of course you would rule it out immediately because there's nothing here, right? There's no other checks we can give. So the answer is queen to d1 check, king takes, check, only move, and checkmate, right? Now this tells us that this move here wouldn't work. Let's say black made a bad move. White wouldn't come here because again, we would do the same thing. Check, check, and mate. So that means white has to take here and go for this line. And white's winning, right? So that's what I meant to say when I said white's threat depends on what black's next move is going to be, which is queen to d1 check, bishop g4 check, and rook to d1 checkmate. Okay, so just to recap, the solution is queen comes to the square d1, king has to take, bishop g4 check, king e1, rook to d1, checkmate. This is all forcing, and the game is over. Okay? See you in the next puzzle. Thank you. Bye.